Katie, thank you very much indeed. Well, joining me now is the British film director Jean Falaise, who's directed the action thriller Control, starring Kevin Spacey, which hasn't been bought in many countries because of his involvement. Jean, good evening. Good to talk to you. So you cast him in your film, I think, a week or so after it was announced that he would face a number of sexual offence charges. Quite a risk.
It was, yeah. I mean, we started conversations and negotiations with Kevin and his team before then. So there was still all the stuff that was going on in the US. But it was absolutely, we knew it was going to be a risky move. But, you know, we spoke it through. You know, I just discussed it at length with my producers about the pros and cons. We really weighed it up. It wasn't an easy decision, but I think we made the best decision. It's one that we stand by. And today that's kind of, you know, that's proven itself.
Right, and why did you go at that time for Kevin Spacey?
Well, there was lots of reasons. We'd previously spoken to Kevin about a previous project, and his team were good enough to say, look, you know, with the budget and things in mind, it's probably not a great time. You know, it's probably going to be, you know, potentially problematic for us as filmmakers. And then we had this new project come up. We had a gap in the schedule, and so I decided to write a project specifically with Kevin in mind. In a voice role, because still, you know, it's still Kevin Spacey. You know, as a filmmaker working on an independent film, there's costs that come with having someone of that level. So we wanted to make sure that we could get him. So I wrote this voice role, kind of half hoping that he would consider it, and was kind of really pleased and delighted when he said yes. So it just kind of snowballed from there, really.
Right, as you say, it was a voice part in the film, or is a voice part in the film. What was he like to work with? Did he seem to you, you know, a man under intense pressure given the upcoming trial?
Yeah, I mean, he is naturally very quiet, but it was the most amazing experience for me as an independent filmmaker to work with a two-time Oscar winner. You know, you don't get those by accident. That's like real, raw talent. And to be able to work with that and experience that was amazing. We recorded it, you know, over the course of a day or so. And just the intensity that he brings to a role, you know, even though it was a voice role and even though it's after, you know, the kind of height of his career, I wondered how that would be, you know, if that would be make it different, you know, for me as a director, would it be make him different to work with? But he was amazing, you know, he was still the same Kevin Spacey. He still brought the same things to the table when we were working together, and just the consummate professional in all of our experiences working with him.
But how did the pressure he was under because of the trial sort of manifest itself? Did you ever talk to him about it? Did he talk to you about it?
No, I didn't speak to Kevin directly about it. I spoke to his legal team about, you know, just how it would, you know, going to affect things for Kevin and for us. And it was all, you know, it was laid out quite clearly. But we never spoke about it directly with Kevin. There were kind of indirect things as we were talking and in conversation, but just about how his life had changed and it was different. But, you know, it was kind of quiet. We talked about House of Cards casually and things like that. For me, that was something I didn't know whether to bring up or not, because obviously he was let go from there. So I didn't know if that would be taboo, but he spoke quite freely and openly about those things like that. He was obviously very proud of House of Cards, which he was a producer on as well. So, you know, I think he was very proud of his acting past, but, you know, he totally accepted the situation. His words were at one point, you know, I'm a jobbing actor. And, you know, that speaks volumes, really.
And just when did you last speak to him or work with him?
Last spoke to Kevin directly. We had a long chat. Just as it was actually in Cannes at the film festival, I was just about to go into the premiere of Indiana Jones, and my phone flashed up, and I was just about to walk on the red carpet for that. And I just thought, what is this? It was the most surreal thing. And so I was 20 minutes late getting in there because I was talking to Kevin Spacey about the film. That was the last time we spoke at length. We spoke about the edit because he'd seen the film by that point, like an early cut, and what he thought of it and things like that. So we discussed some cuts to be made and things like that. That was the last time we spoke, you know, at length. But we exchanged messages back and forth. Yeah. I sent him a message just today wishing him happy birthday and obviously congratulations on the trial.
Yeah, because it is his birthday. And just finally, I mean, he is, of course, one of the great Hollywood actors. Do you think he can rebuild his career from here?
Absolutely. I mean, just the response that I've experienced today, and I'm a tiny slither of Kevin's, experiences. The response that I've had has been overwhelmingly positive today. People that had warned us of risks when we were casting, because there was a lot of that. People saying, just be aware this could, impact us. They've all come forward today saying what genius casting it was and things like that. So,
Right.
so from what I've experienced today alone, I think Kevin has a very good chance. His fan base is huge, and now he's never been proven guilty of anything in his life.
Right.
And I think he can certainly rebuild from that. As to what extent, I think only time will tell.
Yeah, and just in 30 seconds, how would you describe him as a man? What was he like with you?
He was fantastic. He was everything I wanted him to be and more. When going into these situations with actors, you often think, are they going to be like what I hope they're going to be like? Are they going to be weird or intense or anything like that? Kevin was just wonderful. He spoke at length about all the things that that were around. We were talking very casually, and he was just a pure pleasure. I got no negativity off of him whatsoever, and I would work with him again in a heartbeat.
OK, Jean Fallais, thank you very much for coming on. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Mark.
Now, next tonight, stripped, topless, drugged.